Good morning. This weekend, we're going to continue in our series Around the Fire, where we dive into the parables of Jesus, the stories that he told to illustrate what the kingdom of God was going to be like. And these stories, they still resonate with us today because they tell us deep truths that sometimes just plain teaching doesn't articulate. These stories draw us in their narrative. They help draw contrast. They help to shape the culture that he was trying to establish in the kingdom of God. He was trying to show a new way of living that you couldn't really wrap your mind around. And so he told these stories. And this weekend, Mike's going to share about a parable of the two sons. And it's from Matthew 21, starting in verse 28. It says this. Jesus is speaking. He says, "What do you think? A man had two sons. He went to the first and said, 'My son, go work in the vineyard today.' He answered, 'I don't want to.' But later he changed his mind and went. Then the man went to the other and said the same thing. 'I will, sir,' he answered. But he didn't go. Which of the two did his father's will?" They said, everybody that was listening, the first. And Jesus said to them, "Truly I tell you, tax collectors and prostitutes are entering the kingdom of God before you. For John came to you in the way of righteousness, and you didn't believe him. Tax collectors and prostitutes did believe him, but you, when you saw it, didn't even change your minds then and believe him." Jesus is telling stories. He's shaping these things to help people understand this thing that I'm doing is different than what you've known before. And these people who may have had lives and pasts that were different than what you would expect to be the righteous, they're coming and they're listening to what I'm saying. And he's trying to draw this distinction that following me is gonna look different. This is a revolution, a change that I'm bringing. And your lives have to be moved to action within my Father's kingdom. He's telling these stories to move from our minds to our hearts and to compel our hearts into action. And so today, as you go throughout your day, think about, where am I? Where am I taking action for the kingdom of God? Is it in the way that I patiently deal with my children? Is it in the way that I patiently deal with my coworkers? Is it in the way that I live generously and offer to those in need? Is it in the way that I control my temper? Where is it that I'm living this out? And equally important, where is it that I'm not quite getting it right yet? Because what Jesus came to establish was a kingdom that would change the way that we live our lives. Will we follow him today? Will we move in step with what he's doing? I look forward to being together this weekend. I hope you have a great day.